comes when political pressure is on, sometimes behave in quite different ways.
Whether or not it is an issue of academic freedom is an open question. Mosher has appealed to higher university officials to reconsider his expulsion. They've not yet come to a decision. For the moment, Mosher is done for as an academic, but not as an authority on China. He has a book coming out in the fall on life in China, a book that will likely get more attention than it would have had the university not expelled him.
That rotating mirrored ball might have been the inspiration for a remarkable breakthrough at Xerox. You see, by aiming a laser beam at rotating mirrors, you can disperse it and use it to create the image of an entire page in a split second. And that makes electronic printing possible. People at Xerox tell me electronic printing is growing as fast as the copier did in the 60s. Isn't it nice to know Xerox invented them both? I know. You're saying, what kind of company is this Xerox? Ideas in dance halls? One of their scientists said, a great idea doesn't just fall into your lap. She said, you've got to go out and look for it. Even if it means every once in a while, you may have to go dancing.
To create, reproduce, preserve, and share information around the office and around the world. From Xerox.
You're about to see the biggest news in small pickups. Ford's new V6 Ranger drop in on America. Ranger's new V6 engine has more horsepower than Chevy's S10 or any import. It's the most powerful V6 in any small pickup. And Ranger has smooth riding twin I-beam suspension here. Plus the widest cab of any small pickup in there. The new Ford Ranger. Now with V6 power. It's down to earth tough.
Now 8.8 financing or factory cash on new Ford Rangers.
Tonight, it's an all-new Alice and her new time. Will Mel really lay off one of the girls?
Mel Dinerly!
And on One Day at a Time's new night, Barbara's getting married. But where's the groom?
I knew it. He's playing golf. Is he playing golf? Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Then is George Jefferson having an affair?
I am every woman's fantasy.
And at his new time, watch Newhart turn on the charm.
Get out!
Then can Trapper and Gonzo keep their top resident from quitting?
I will not accept a resignation.
It all happens tonight.
When it comes to money, serious old money that is, two names come to mind, Rockefeller and Rothschild. When it comes to wine, serious old wine, there is only one. If you are ever lucky enough to partake of a glass of Mouton Rothschild, you'll know why. Tonight, another look at the Baron de Rothschild, who started in the wine business when he was 20 and is still at it in his 80s.
For 60 years, the Baron has grown the grapes that make Chateau Mouton Rothschild, considered to be one of the finest wines in the world. Selling at anything from $100 to $1,500 a bottle, depending on the vintage, it is also one of the most expensive. But what is it that makes Chateau Mouton Rothschild so special, different even from wines made in vineyards just half a mile away? We went to the expert.
Il est très bon.
Right? Raoul Blondin is the Baron's cellar master, like his father and grandfather before him. So what does he say is the secret of an exceptional wine like Mouton Rothschild?
Pour vin exceptionnel, il faut d'abord le sol.
Raoul says it's the soil,
le soleil,
the sun,
le vigneron et
a cellar master like himself, and the good Lord does the rest.
The good Lord.
Voilà.
And finally, there is also a little touch of know-how. Otherwise, where would be the pleasure?
Just a little touch.
That's know-how.
The Rothschild dynasty was founded over 200 years ago by a Jewish coin dealer from Frankfurt, Germany, who sent his 5 sons to open banks in 5 major European cities. They ended up controlling the purse strings of Europe. A 19th century cartoon depicts a Rothschild sitting on a throne of money bags with the kings and queens of Europe at his feet. In this century, the Rothschilds may not be so powerful, but they are just as rich. Whether they are bankers or wine growers, they still live with the grandeur and style of a royal family. In the cellars of Mouton Rothschild, the Baron has made sure that the old mysteries of winemaking have not been forgotten. It's obvious that to make a good omelet, you have to break eggs. But wine? Apparently, that's one of the Baron's tried and true methods. But not all of his wine is Mouton Rothschild. The Baron blends and sells what his company calls the best-selling Bordeaux wine in the world. Mouton Cadet is one of those wines that the so-called experts label modest and unpretentious, when they really mean they're not to impress. But if Mouton Cadet's quality does not compare with Chateau Mouton Rothschild, then neither does its price. 12 million bottles of Mouton Cadet are sold each year, most of it in the United States. Next year, the Baron launches a new wine, which will be grown and bottled in California.
Will the wines produced there be as good as Bordeaux wines?
That's good. I'm terribly against all these comparative tastings, you know, where you put the Bordeaux wine and the California wine, everybody puts his nose in it and whirls the wine in the glass and all that, and I think it's sheer nonsense, because each country has its own taste and own flavor.
Here in Bordeaux, such sentiments are close to heresy. For the conservative wineburgers, there is only one place to grow wine, and that isn't California. But the Baron has long been regarded here as something of a revolutionary. For one thing, each year he gets a different artist to design a fancy label for his wine bottles. And in Bordeaux, that simply isn't done, even when the artist is Picasso. The going rate for the job, by the way, is 10 cases of Mouton Rothschild, and the Baron has no shortage of applicants.
I like this one.
That's Miro.
It's Miro?
Miro. Superb. It's superb. This is Andy.
Andy Warhol?
Yes. This is my portrait.
Whether he is at homes in Paris and London or here at Mouton, the Baron never rises before noon. He says he gets more work done that way. As well as jealously guarding his wine business, he is a poet and a French translator of English literature. In the 20s, he was an Olympic yachtsman and a race car driver. These days, the Baron keeps fit swimming with his grandchildren. And he still plays a mean game of ping pong. Meanwhile, Raoul, the Baron's cellarmaster, has a problem. He's on his way to select a wine suitable for the Baron's 80th birthday dinner. And in the Baron's private cellar, considered one of the finest in the world, with wines going back over 100 years, he has 10,000 bottles to choose from. With a cellar like this, it's surprising the Baron isn't drunk every day.
One should drink with care, with pleasure and care. Never too much. I mean, the great pleasure, after all, is always to, whatever we do, is to do too much of it. But then we have to pay. It's true for many things. It's true for drinking. It's true also, may I say, for making love. Not too much.
The Baron's second wife was Pauline Fairfax Potter, an American from Baltimore who might have stepped right out of the pages of a Henry James novel. She died in 1976. 30 years ago today, on his 50th birthday, the Baron gave the Baroness Pauline the sort of present only a Rothschild could give. A museum at Mouton devoted to wine.
A great sharing for me.
Did she have the most impact on you?
At the time I knew her, yes. But, of course, other women have had an impact on me at other periods corresponding to different times. Some women in the 20s, the First Lady I knew also. Also, she's still alive. She's 86, and she's coming here tomorrow.
For such an arrival, the Baron was very anxious to look his best.
This was the first?
She was the first. She was the first. Her name was Henriette.
The Baron's passion for women is almost like a religious belief, and one that hasn't wavered in 60 years.
If you have faith in life, which I do, without trying to understand too much about it, because that's hopeless. Well, where do we find life? In those with whom we live. And who are those with whom we live, which have the best understanding of ourselves, or of which we have the best understanding? I'm speaking for myself. I'm not criticizing the others who live another way. But for myself, the women. That's my promised land. Don't you agree?
The Baron had 2 birthday parties, one for his employees and one for his friends, a kind of French version of upstairs, downstairs. In this, believe it or not, is downstairs. Upstairs at the big house, preparations are still underway. And the most important preparation is Raoul decanting the wine he has selected.
We met at 9.
We met at 8.
I was on time.
No, you were late.
Ah, yes? I remember it well. We dined with friends.
We dined alone.
A tenor sang.
A baritone.
I remember it well. That dazzling April moon.
There was none that night, and the month was June.
That's right. That's right.
It warms my heart to know that you remember still the way you do.
Ah, yes. I remember it well.
Ça a été un verre extraordinaire. 102 ans, une merveille. Vous vous rendez compte?
102 years old.
Ouais.
102 years old.
Ouais.
I should try it? Je peux essayer,
Ça vaut une fortune, ça.
Raoul has chosen a wine for the Baron's birthday far older than the Baron. This imperial-sized bottle contains 8 regular bottles of Mouton Rothschild 1880. The wine auctioneers, Christie's, told us that this one bottle, if sold straight from the Baron's cellar, would probably bring around $20,000. According to Raoul, I had just tasted the best wine in the world.
Raoul best.
Très bien.
Is there any one memorable wine that really stands above all of the others that you've ever had?
Yes.
Which one?
You are intrigued, eh? You are intrigued. Well, yes, it's not the wine I drank here. It's a wine I drank in Scotland. Isn't that surprising?
The Baron was offered what his host in Scotland called just a vin ordinaire, the French ordinary wine.
I poured it out, and I nearly fainted. I said, I've never drank anything like that. What is it? Oh, he said, it's only a bottle of Mouton Rothschild 1870.
1870?
Yes. And it was absolutely superb. It's the best, no questions, the best bottle I've ever drank.
And did the 1880 match up to the 1870? In the end, the Baron says it doesn't really matter.
There's something mysterious about wine, you know. A legend, like drinking centuries, you know. After all, nothing's better than a dream, when it's a lovely dream. And to feel that you're having a bottle which is so many years old and has gone through so many, there's a dream in it, and you drink a dream. It's not so bad after all. Why not? Let's people have those lovely fancies. All fancies are perfect in life, you know, and the great things in life is to have lots of different fancies of all sorts and a lot of gambles, you know, and giving yourself dreams.
And for those of you thinking of investing in a dream, a postscript. This is the entire harvest for Mouton Rothschild 1981. Over 900 barrels, more than 300,000 bottles. The resident expert says it was a good year. Not a great year, but a good year. And it will be ready for drinking by the year 2005. Although he says it would probably be better to wait until 2010.
This is the Xerox 620 memory writer. Since it came out, the people who make the Selectric have brought out a new improved electronic Model 85. But it can't print as fast as the 620. It can't be upgraded to add more memory. And it has no display to make revisions and correct mistakes before they get on paper, like the Xerox 620 does. That's why more and more selective typists select the 620 memory writer from Xerox.
Ford invites you to the new school of automotive design called Thunderbird, where form always follows function, so that aerodynamic looks contribute to greater road command, and shape, and performance, and braking and handling are all of a single unified piece. This is Thunderbird for 1983. Before we made it beautiful, we made it right. Have you driven a Ford lately?
60 Minutes, a CBS News weekly magazine, will continue.
Monday, what makes you unique among all living things? Why can't Rich Little duplicate a human voice exactly? A new CBS special takes you to the outer limits of genetic research, where disease is cured in the womb, and our lifespans may extend beyond imagination. An astonishing glimpse of the future. The Body Human, the Living Code. Monday.
This is CBS.
The new Holiday Casino presents Rocky Santa's Wild World of Burlesque. Still only $6.95, including 2 drinks. Starring the fabulous Walkers, the zany Gildova, the 3 D-Mex, Jane Emmett and Nikki, and the exciting holiday dancers in a salute to George M. Cohan. The new Holiday Casino with their famous $1.17 deluxe breakfast, big $2.47 luncheon buffet, and super $3.47 dinner buffet, and complete menu service in the new Galley restaurant. The new Holiday Casino. Call 732-2411.
Entertainment Tonight, weekdays at 7:30.
Almost every parent has feared that phone call that begins, "Mr. Jones, Sergeant Smith here. We have your son under arrest." But how do you handle a call that begins, "Mr. Jones, we've just arrested your mother"? The elderly are usually thought of as victims of crime. But as we showed you when we brought you this report last January, we are learning that old people are not only victims, they are in increasing numbers becoming perpetrators. It's been estimated that in 1982, police arrested 500,000 people over the age of 55, mostly for shoplifting. It's certainly not a major crime wave, but the increase in numbers puzzles and concerns criminologists.
This is a drugstore in Hallandale, Florida, called Drug World. It's been estimated that in Broward County alone, the bill for shoplifting amounts to over $80 million a year. The casual-looking shopper is really Lucy Corsa, the store detective.
In the stores that I work at, 85% of your shoplifters are elderly, are over 60. And that really amazes a lot of people, but it is true. They say they don't like waiting in lines, the store owes them something, or it just dropped in their purse or their pocket, and another one, they're sick or they just don't know. It's just so much of it here. It's